Hello and welcome to Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. Each week we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we are taking a look at the 1993 survival drama Alive. And also stay tuned for our Disney bonus story as we take a look at the relationship between Walt Disney World and Eastern Airlines. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, we are covering the movie Alive, which was released on January 15th, 1993, and it was directed by Frank Marshall. And it is based on the novel Alive, the story of the Andes survivors by Piers Paul Reed. The budget for this movie was $32 million, and it did a box office return of $69 million. The movie is the story behind the Uruguayan Rugby Team's crash of the Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 into the Andes Mountains on October 13, 1972. The movie was filmed in British Columbia, and Nando Berardo, one of the survivors of the crash, was the technical advisor on the film. In terms of the cast, we have Ethan Hawke, who plays Nando Berardo, Josh Hamilton, who plays Roberto Canessa, John Hayes Newton, who plays Antonio Tintin Vinston, Bruce Ramsey plays Carlito Perez, Jax Noseworthy plays Bobby Francois, Josh Lucas plays Felipe Restiano, and John Malkovich acts as our narrator. In terms of the plot, in 1972, a rugby team from South America goes to Chile to play a game. As they approach, however, they crash into the Andes Mountains and now are struggling to survive. They have to go through eating their loved ones, avalanches, and finding the tail of the plane to get the transmitter since the batteries are stored in the tail of the plane. Also, they meet a gentleman with PTSD, and the question is, will they make it out alive? Some interesting trivia about this movie is this movie was filmed in the ski town of Panorama, and because it was so remote, in order to get the cast and crew, they had to fly via helicopters, and it took a fleet of 5 helicopters to fly the cast and crew in and out every day. And some interesting casting notes is director Frank Marshall actually auditioned novice actor Brad Pitt for the role of Roberto Castaneda, but Pitt's reading was so poor and the part went to Josh Hamilton instead. So would I recommend this film? This movie is great at creating the environment and raising the stakes of the dangers of the plane crash, and Ethan Hawke does a really good job in this film. And I think it is a great story to be told, especially given what everyone went through. The only negative is that the events in the movie seem to be a bit repetitive, and the movie becomes a bit long because they spread so much time creating the scene. I think it's a movie worth watching, but it's not one that I would definitely watch over and over again. So now let's take a look at our Disney bonus story. Eastern Airlines and Disney. So when Walt Disney World first opened on October 1st, 1971, Eastern Airlines was named the official airline of Walt Disney World. For 15 years, Eastern Airlines worked with Walt Disney World to promote Walt Disney World as well as Eastern Airlines. It was a relationship where the companies would both help each other. Advertisements would see Mickey Mouse promoting Eastern Airlines on both print and on TV commercials. The first ad appeared in National Geographic in November of 1973, and it was a 2-page ad detailing a family's trip to Walt Disney World. The family describes their trip as they watched Mickey leading a parade, meeting Goofy, seeing the Hall of Presidents, and seeing a real blacksmith at Fort Wilderness. Mickey, Minnie, and Cinderella's castle all appear in photographs as well. The tagline for the ad read, "You can afford to take your family someplace different, courtesy of Eastern Airlines." At the bottom of the ad also featured an elephant from the Jungle Cruise with an Eastern Airlines logo and a caption, "Eastern, the wings of man." A second ad was placed in National Geographic in November of 1976, and this was an 8-page ad highlighting Eastern Airlines and where they fly to. They show a picture of Goofy with a young boy in front of Cinderella Castle, and then the ad also told readers that if they booked their vacation with Eastern Airlines, they would receive an exclusive Eastern Airline ticket book for Magic Kingdom attractions. So for those that don't know what a ticket book is for Walt Disney World, when Walt Disney World first opened, initially you had to buy ticket books, which would have A through E tickets, and these tickets would correspond to different attractions. So an E-ticket attraction was like the Jungle Cruise versus like an A ticket was the monorail. In February 1977, National Geographic again had another ad, and this was the same boy in the previous ad appears again with Goofy, and the tagline, "We got your sunshine," and the ad would show if you booked with Eastern Airlines to Walt Disney World, the cost would be between $68 and $208. And then finally, a fourth print ad in April of 1979, again in National Geographic, and this ad showed an Eastern Airlines plane with plane crew and a variety of Disney characters getting off the plane. The ad would focus on why guests should book with Eastern Airlines. In addition to print ads, there were 2 TV commercials. The first one was an animated ad showing people boarding an Eastern Airlines flight. Suddenly, a variety of Disney characters, including the 7 Dwarfs, Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy, would board with the family. Cinderella would be a stewardess singing "A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes," and they would also show the Cheshire Cat in the overhead compartment. The ad would end with the Disney characters singing "Zippity Doo Dah" as they exited the plane. The tagline was that the magic starts when you book with Eastern Airlines. A second TV commercial was created, and this TV commercial starts with a young girl running through the forest meeting a variety of Disney characters. When she meets Peter Pan, she asks if he knows the way to the Magic Kingdom. Peter asks if she can fly, which unfortunately the girl says she cannot, and then an announcer informs that the girl and the audience that they can fly to the Magic Kingdom using Eastern Airlines. These ads are both available on YouTube in their entirety. I recommend you check them out because they're quite interesting. So Eastern Airlines would also go on to sponsor an attraction called If You Had Wings, and we're going to cover that more in depth on a future video. But the partnership would last with Eastern Airlines until 1987, when Disney and Eastern Airlines would end their partnership. Today, Disney World does not have an official airline, but they do have partnerships with several airlines. So thank you again so much for joining us here on Disney Movie Investigation. Please leave any comments below of what you think of the movie Alive. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Please let me know what you think. And then as we continue our journey, our next video, we're going to continue to look at the movies of Disney Star as we look at the 2013 action movie, A Good Day to Die Hard, starring Bruce Willis. So until next time, I hope you guys have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.